Welcome back to the SKC 5 interview show. I'm your host, Brandon Halley. I'm here joined by the Spartan Academy boys, Aidan, Charlie, and Noah. Shout out to our sponsors, Project Pantheon, Dynamite Kickboxing, and Ships Go. Let's get right into it. Who wants to start? Let's go ahead and start with Charlie. Introduce yourself, introduce your record, and I know I already mentioned your gym, but go ahead and introduce where you're fighting out of.
I'm Charlie Miller, fighting out of Columbia, South Carolina at Spartan Academy MMA, and my record is 12-7, I think. I'm
You
pretty
said
sure.
12-6 last time.
12-6, that's what it is. And Nate keeps track of that.
Cool. All right, go ahead, Aidan.
Hi, I'm Aidan Stoughton, also fighting out of Spartan Academy, Columbia, South Carolina. My kickboxing record is 0-1.
Nice. Go ahead, Noah.
All right, I'm Noah. I fight, if you couldn't tell, I fight out of Spartan Academy, and sadly, I'm only 1-2 with no knockout. So that's my record.
There is nothing sad about that record. I was once 0-1. I am 2-3. Again, I'm your host, Brandon Halley. I will have the pleasure to interview all these amazing fighters from all across the country, targeting specifically in the Southeast. Today, I get to interview the wonderful Spartan Academy boys. We're pretty close. So I'm from Black Label down in Charleston. We have a pretty tight relationship. The two gyms. I know our coaches have a lot of respect for each other. Let's go ahead and get it kicked off. Charlie, let's start with you. Talk to me about how long you've been fighting, and how long you've been training, and how long you've been fighting.
I think I was training for about 5.5 years, and about 6 months into it, Nate, maybe it was 6 months, 5 or 6 months. Nate just came up to me and asked me if I wanted to start fight training, getting ready for a fight. So yeah, it was within 6 months of starting training that I actually started fighting.
What got you into training?
The UFC. I was obsessed with it, watching it all the time. And then I found out that we had a jiu-jitsu gym near my house, so stepped in the Spartan Academy and then did jiu-jitsu for a while and striking, and then just fell in love with kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Okay. Aidan, let's throw it back to you. I know you're also a coach at Title Boxing in Columbia, so you've obviously had a love for the game for a little while, but go ahead and give us a background on how you got started.
So my parents met at a Kempo karate school like 25 years ago or whenever. So I was always somewhat involved in like traditional martial arts growing up. I did very limited like kung fu, kata style karate. I started working at Title about 5 years ago, and our head trainer at the time is a guy named Najib Mirza, and he actually trained at Spartan. So he's the one that got me into it. More training actual fighting as opposed to forms and all that. And then I started training consistently at Spartan a little bit less than 2 years ago, and then just stuck with it.
Awesome, man. Noah, you want to go ahead and kick it off with your background?
Yeah. So basically the same thing as Charlie. I just like to watch the UFC and shit. And then, I don't know, I just looked up a gym near my house. There are a bunch of like cardio kickboxing gyms. I was like, I ain't going there. And then I went to Spartan Academy, did jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. And my coach asked me after like 2 years if I wanted to get a fight. And then I just started fighting because why not?
That's exactly the question. It's like, why not, I guess. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just said, fuck it. I'm only going to be young once.
Is there like a particular fight that you guys watched to get you into the gym? Like, I know for some people it's Conor McGregor, and I don't blame him because Conor was like such a big deal back then. I mean, he was overtaking the world, right? But was there like a specific fighter or a fight that you watched that got you in?
I watched a lot of Conor, he got me into it, but one specific fight, I mean, not really. I like any fight that's just a back and forth war, really.
For me, Nick Diaz versus BJ Penn 2, I think. There's a point where BJ Penn is backing up and it looks like he's giving up. And then Nick Diaz looks like he's 8 feet tall and just screaming at him, walking forward. I was interested in feeling both sides of that. That's what really got me thinking about the mindset of fighting.
That's what's up. Shout out to the Diaz brothers.
Oh yeah.
Charlie, I want to talk. I want to dial into you a little bit. So, you're the champ. You are the SKC champ, and you're gonna be defending your title. Um, you when you won the belt, there was the King of the Ring tournament. And you won your belt against Cameron Burton. Shout out to him. He's actually going to be competing in his second King of the Rings tournament. So I think he's the first athlete in the SKC era to do that, to fight in two different King of the Ring. But that was a really, really entertaining fight where you both had a knockdown each, and then you came out on top and got that title, got that crown. Talk to me about some of the lessons you were able to learn from that fight, because that was definitely a tough fight for both of you.
The main lesson I learned is no matter how good you are with your distance, someone who's as strong as Cameron will find a way to touch you, and you got to dig deep, and that's what I did. I think that tournament there was actually. Was there 4 knockdowns in 3 fights or something like that in that tournament?
Yeah, because you have 2 of them, and you won your first fight, and that last second buzzer beater,
that was
knockdown.
crazy.
That I was watching that this morning, and I was just like, man, he really just clipped him with that.
Yeah, I think Colin's another championship level fighter. I won that first round and tried to coast, thinking that I had another fight coming. And then he just stepped on the gas too. So I got lucky with that one. I think I proved with my rematch with Colin though that I deserve the belt. But yeah, what I learned from that tournament was just you can't be prepared for everything, and you just have to dig deep.
That's a great lesson. Let's throw it back to the other 2 boys. Like I said, I was once 0-1 too, and I learned a lot from that loss. Aidan, I want to throw it off to you. I know you fought James, and that was a tough fight for you. But rewatching that fight, it's clear that you've had a lot of martial arts experience. I mean, your combinations does not look anything like somebody who's just having their first fight, and the technical prowess of the defense and the awareness, your eyes are there. Again, your skill level is not of somebody who is having their very first fight. So talk to me about the lessons you were able to take away from that fight.
I mean, part of it was, I think I was overconfident. I wasn't cocky, I wasn't rocking around, I'm gonna knock this dude out. But I don't think that I was as aware of the dangers of the sport as I am now. 10 seconds into my first fight, I'm on my back, and I remember thinking, that's not how this was supposed to go. So, I'm definitely aware of the dangers, but I'm also at the point where, I don't foresee anybody ever doing something like that to me again. And if they do, okay, I've been there before. There's basically no way a fight can go worse than that. And obviously, I went back and I watched the fight. I was disappointed where I got clipped, but I was, I think, as happy as I could be with that performance, with the performance that happened. But
yeah, man, like I said, I mean, the skill sets that you were able to display in that fight is nothing like someone's first fight. I mean, my first fight, I felt the same way, because the guy was a lot smaller than me, skinnier wise, right? We're about the same height.
mm-hmm.
And then he hit me. He came out and just hit me with the overhand right, and I said, "All right, motherfucker, let's go," because I'm gonna knock you out. I can punch way harder than you can, and we just slugged it out. And I just got tired, man. I gassed out because all that adrenaline dump coming in. So I'm glad you're able to take away the lessons from that. And I think I'm really excited to see you fight again. James is going to be fighting on the same card.
Yeah, I saw. And I ran into him at the back room at the last Southeast Muay Thai event. Nothing but respect. He's a great guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. Very spiritual. So shout out to James. I'm excited to interview him in the future also. No, let's kick it off to you, man. So let's go from your last loss too, right? So on the same card, I know we talked a little bit after that fight, and you were confident that you were winning the fight in the early rounds, and then things started slipping. So you were already aware of some of the things that happened. Going back through, any additional things that you took away from that fight?
I learned that I fucking suck at countering teeps. I learned that. I mean, honestly, after the fight, I thought I did enough to win, but I went back and I rewatched it, and I thought I lost. I'm not mad about the decision, as long as it's like split. But I mean, I could clearly see what I need to work on. I mean, it's always been pretty clear to me. So
Yeah, I want to talk about a little bit about the lessons that you guys had taken away from the losses. You guys have a really big team. I actually spoke to Dylan yesterday. I did his interview for his upcoming fight for Conflict 61. Um, and he's a high caliber fighter, but he also has 4 losses. Like you look at his record, he has 7 wins, which is very impressive. But then the haters are always going to talk about, oh well, he has 4 losses. Everyone's expecting the 30s and O's, the undefeated streak. So, having such like experienced fighters like Charlie and Dylan on your side, in your camp, who have experienced tough losses, how have they been able to mentor you through some of those lessons and get you to look at a different perspective?
I would say part of that is really heavily on Nate. He very heavily emphasizes no easy fights. I wouldn't say that anybody on the team has lost a fight to a nobody, but also seeing the way that experienced fighters bounce back. They lose a fight and they're in the gym the next week back to training because that's all you really can do. It's motivational, and it's I think it gives us something to look at as an ideal.
Yeah, Charlie, you want to chime in?
Hold on. Yeah, just getting back to work, man. That's the best way to get over a loss, And the people who know you the best and respect you the most and know what you can do will be there at the gym with you when you come back. So it's like the best support system. It's the best motivator, and seeing how big the team's getting is like making it even easier to step into that ring.
Yeah, anything to add to that, Noah?
yeah, I mean, they really had a good point. A lot of people would experience, and then Nate, after my last fight, it was real close, and you lose a fight like that. I mean, it makes you wonder, oh man, maybe I could have pushed a little harder and I would have done enough to get a win, and it sucks. But Nate just told me to, suck it up. Things happen, just move on, on to the next one. So that's a good way to look at it. And I mean, whether you win or lose after a fight, as long as you give it your all, you'll probably not give a shit about the result 3 days later anyways. So it wasn't too hard to move on from it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's move on from the losses, yeah, because we talked about lessons learned. I want to get a little bit more deeper into the whys. So I'm gonna throw out the question, and I'm gonna start with Charlie since he's a champ. Take on the responsibility going first. Talk to me about your why of keep fighting. I mean, anyone can come try it once, and there's a lot of guys who they'll fight 2-3 times and then they're done. They've had enough of it. The work is too hard, or they don't want the pressure, or they really just wanted to try it. There's a reason, Charlie, that this is your 18th, or this is going to be your 19th fight. Actually, and by the time you fight for the SKC, that will be your 20th fight. That's a lot of fights. I think KJ had about 20 fights too. Somebody who was in your camp previously. So talk to me about the reason why you keep coming back to the ring.
This might not be a good reason, but it's better than any drug ever. That feeling, win or loss, when it's over, like the relief off your shoulders, and you tell yourself, you're like, I'm never gonna do this again. Like this was awful. Um, I don't know. That's part of what keeps me coming back. Another thing is just the mental aspect. Like I learned so much about myself. When we go in there, we're experiencing something that most of the population has never felt. Like it may not be like actually to the death, but you never know what could happen in there. So we're going in there not knowing what the outcome is, and I think it's fun. I told myself I'm going to do it till it's not fun, and we haven't hit that point yet. So, and the belts came with it. I didn't go out there looking for it. It just I think if you stick with it long enough and you work hard enough, anybody can get to it.
Talk to me about how sweet that SKC belt is. Is that really nice?
It is really nice. I don't have it though. My first one I gave to the gym. My second one I gave to my mom. And then this last belt, I won the WKA title. I gave it to my girlfriend. So it may be a little bit of like imposter syndrome. I really don't like holding on to these things. It makes it easier to work for the next one because I feel like I haven't earned it yet because I don't have one. So it's more of a mental game I play with myself. I just yeah. I like not having any weight as far as like championships on my shoulders when I go in there.
I respect that. Aidan, this will be your second fight. What's bringing you back here for the second time?
I feel like I have more to show. I love pretty much every aspect of the sport. I love training. I still really enjoy fighting, and hopefully I'll get more experience there and be able to enjoy it more. But as you pointed out, I also coach at a gym, although it's definitely not the same type of gym. It's definitely a lot more approachable, a lot more fitness based than anything. I'm trying to make a large part of my life around this sport. And how can I do that if I get my ass beat and I'm like, okay, later.
How important is coaching for you? Like you mentioned, I know this is for more cardio based, but coaching is coaching. The love, the foundation of coaching, the love of coaching is the same anywhere you go. So how important is coaching to you, and how has that improved your game over time?
I love it, man. It's so rewarding seeing seeing people change in ways, as simple as seeing somebody lose weight, seeing somebody get more confident. Uh, it's an indescribable feeling. It's a mixture of like being proud of them, happiness, and it's super fulfilling to me. And honestly, after my fighting career's done and over, that's really what I want to do. Just because I love it so much.
Yeah, I respect that, man. I love coaching too. I get to coach 2 classes. I also coach the kids program at my gym. I've always had a knack for coaching. Before I did this, I was coaching soccer, and before that, I wanted to be a teacher. So I definitely respect that. No, this will be your 4th fight. What's bringing you back for the 4th time, man?
I'm not really too sure, man. I guess I'm just doing it because I think I'll learn a lot about myself doing this. You're gonna have your ups and downs, but a lot of work goes into it, and I just feel like there's a lot of lessons to be learned from fighting. No matter how far it takes you, whether you end up being like a world champion or if it just doesn't go well and you only have a couple fights. I mean, I feel like it's a lot of work and a lot of lessons you learn that most people wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, you might win a fight, you might lose a fight, but there's a lot of good days and bad days in the gym, and you just got to learn to keep going.
Respect, man. Respect that. I want to throw it back to the gym now, Spartan Academy. That's a very special gym. And also shout out to Coach Gibson and the new location y'all just opened up. So congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to Spartan Academy family. Talk to me about how special the gym is. And tell me a little bit about like the new favorite thing at the new location.
I can say that the feeling at the new gym is like it's like a revamp. I feel more energetic. And if you talk to Logan, he seems somehow crazier at this new place. It may be the lower ceiling, so it's harder for the energy to disperse. Um, the lighting's cool. I think you'll see if you come back, be perfect for taking pictures, shooting videos. And I think it's got more of a touch from Gibson and Juliana because they work so hard to put it together. Um, yeah, it feels more like a home. So I'm excited about it.
That's awesome, man. How about you, Aidan?
I really like the new space, but I'm also a pretty firm believer that the building doesn't make the gym; it's the people in it. Um, we've been closed. There's like a half a week that we were closed. And even if we had access to no space, like we've had practices where we just meet up at the dam and just run as a team, and that still feels like being in the gym to me, even if we're outdoors on public property. So the revamp is definitely nice, but I think anywhere we ended up, we would have been fine at.
How about you, Noah?
Yeah, I like it. It's a nice place. It's done very well. I mean, whether it was the old gym or the new one, Aidan really hit the nail on the head. It's really the people in the gym. So
I want to get a little bit more into like your inspiration of martial arts. Tell me some of your favorite fighters. Here we go. Switch you guys around. Tell me some of your favorite fighters and how they've influenced your styles. Charlie?
I think I said this the last interview I did with SKC. My first favorite fighter was Carlos Condit. He
Oh,
I kind of like, I don't know, something about the way he mixes up his striking, and even when I didn't know anything about striking, he was fun to watch. He's exciting, um, and he's lanky like me, so that was my first favorite fighter. Trying to think of where I moved on. Once I started like paying attention to Muay Thai and kickboxing, Nate's introduced me to so many good Moroccan fighters, Dutch fighters. Trying to think. I could think my current favorite fighter is Dustin Poirier though. So I think that might be all time. He's the GOAT. So
Shout out to Dustin the Diamond.
that's right. I just like exciting fighters. I like fighters that are not necessarily brawlers because I'm not. So I like watching people who are good with distance, snipers, stuff like that. But I love all kinds of like striking. Like if you like the way that Noah fights, he's in your face, he's throwing hands. Aidan, he's in and out, he bounces. I can find anything to be like fascinated by when watching someone fight.
Go ahead, Noah. How about you?
well, I guess me and Charlie have the same favorite fighter. Mine's Dustin Poirier. I just like
Yeah.
his fights are all really good. They're back and forth. He's like all hands. I feel like I'm kind of the same way in my fights. I guess other than Dustin, Robert Whitaker is tied for second. His fights are really good, and he seems like a cool guy. So I'm a big fan of both of those dudes. I'm definitely more of a brawler, though. I'm not very technical like Robert Whitaker. Like Charlie said, I just in your face, throwing hands. That's what I'm always looking to do every time I step out there. Want to bring it.
I respect that, dude. Respect. I love Dustin Poirier. My coach, my boxing coach, Coach Isaac. I think that's his favorite UFC fighter. He respects the hands, man, and you can see like Dustin Poirier. He just got better and better and better as his hands started getting better and better and better. His boxing is so clean and MMA gloves, man. So you can't deny it, man. You can't deny it. I still think he's one of the best boxers in the UFC.
Yeah, I agree.
That brawly style, like the real sit down, planted, brawling style kind of boxing. I love watching that. I know I respect the technical, long rangey guys. My favorite fighter is Corey Sandhagen. So that constant switching, that constant feinting, like just real pure technically sound striking. But Dustin just something else. And plus, I love the jumping guillotine. So I think Aiden's having some trouble connecting back. I'll message him to make sure everything's good. Otherwise, I want to keep moving on. Tell me about like your favorite ways to cut weight. Tell me like your favorite go-to meal during your weight cuts, and then tell me what you like to eat after the fight.
Um, I'm the worst person to ask about weight cuts. I got a high metabolism, so I'll just cut down on calories. I basically starve, and then like sweat the last 3 pounds. I don't really cut even to 132. It's just I definitely don't do it the right way, and as I get older, it's gonna get harder to do the way that I do it. But when I'm starving myself, choc chocolate covered almonds and pineapple. That saves my life right there. And then got to go with hibachi after the fights, or not even after the fights, after the weigh-ins. After the
Yeah.
fights, I don't. It's mostly a liquid diet, alcohol.
Yeah, it's funny because I asked Logan and he said the same thing. He also loves hibachi.
Oh yeah.
So I get that. How about you,
Hello?
Logan? What's up? What's up? You're back now. We got you.
Jeez.
Hey, sorry for all the troubles, man. All right, so
Nah,
we're on the
dude,
top.
my Wi-Fi went out and then my earphones wouldn't connect. So
I'm glad you're back, though. I'm glad you're back. The question was, I'm gonna throw it to Noah first. The question was, tell me about your favorite ways of cutting weight. Your go-to meals during your weight cuts, so like something good to help you get down on weight, and then what do you like to eat after your fight / weigh-ins. Noah, go ahead first.
All right, so thankfully this time I only got to cut to 32 instead of 25. Fuck that. Um, Normally for breakfast I'll have since I'm cutting to 32, I'm not as strict. Everything's going good. I might have like some dark chocolate to boost my metabolism, take some supplements, drink a gallon of water throughout the day to water load, have some fruit. And then typically at the end of the day after training, I'll have like some salmon. Maybe if I do really good at training, like the other day, I'll have some ice cream on the side if I lose a bunch of weight. But yeah, I mean, thankfully I'm not cutting too much. I'm only like 10 pounds off, and we're like what, 5 weeks out?
Yeah, you have
Yeah, I
plenty of
mean
time
I'm
to cut
chilling.
that. That's easy. What's your favorite flavor
Yeah,
ice
I
cream?
know it's going good. It's going good.
What's your favorite flavor ice cream?
Whichever one I lay my eyes on first.
I feel I've gone to like more chocolatey. I used to like strawberries and stuff. I think I'm starting to respect a lot of that chocolate. My fiance has put me on
Cookies and
that, but
cream
I
is
feel the same.
typically like the way to go.
Oh, cookies and
Yeah, man.
cream
I
is
saw
bomb.
these like Oreo ice cream sandwiches at Costco the other day, and I had to try so hard not to get it. How about you, Aiden?
I don't really have to cut a lot of weight for this fight, thankfully. I was planning on going to 125 and then obviously moved up to 32. Last camp when I was cutting a little bit harder, I was eating so many fucking apples. Um, like I was eating 3 or 4 apples a day for the last like month before the fight, just because they're sweet, keep me full, and they're like 80 calories a pop. So
Yeah, I guess I have your weight classes in the notes, but like I don't know what you guys walk around at. So that was a bad question to ask because you guys all walk around pretty light, and you guys don't have to cut that much weight. So I
yeah,
should
we're
ask
the
that
little
question to
guys.
Logan. Logan looked like he was dying the last time. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm with the weigh-ins. I'm like, man, where's Logan at? And I was like, oh, what's good, Logan? Finally, you're here. He turned around. I'm like, oh my god, you look like you're dying.
You look like a zombie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
thankfully,
big boy.
I think he's figured his shit out, so it shouldn't be that bad this time.
Talk to me about um, talk to me about like, do y'all have any hidden talents outside of fighting, obviously?
Hidden talents.
Or is fighting like the only like is that your entire personality? I mean, that's how it is
Well,
for some fighters, and I respect that. But just curious, some guys are good at singing, some guys are good at great artists. Charlie, can you hit the vocals, man? Are you like a great singer?
catch me in the shower, maybe, but no, no. I get confident once I hear a song that I really like, and then make eye contact with somebody, and then realize I'm not doing any justice. I guess if you have to think about it, you don't have any hidden talents, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
can't
true.
find.
Yeah.
I got. Check this out. Hold on. You see that?
We can't
Yeah.
hear it.
Oh, is it
I
supposed to
can move
pop?
this vein or whatever this is over my knuckle.
Yeah,
It's a
I thought everyone
tendon,
can do
dude.
that. No.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's a
Wait,
tendon.
hold on. No, it looks nasty when I do it. I do it nasty.
Yeah, yours look more like grotesque than mine. Mine's pretty low key. How about the other hand? Yeah, mine's pretty. Oh, this one's like a little more grotesque. But
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yours
you
is
got
right
it too,
on
man. All right.
yours is pretty wormy.
You're welcome to the club, dude.
Aiden, you got any hidden talents, bro?
I'm actually painfully good at video games. I've been on a couple of different semi-professional esports teams. Um, that was like the only thing I did before I started training was like come home play video games like 8 hours a day, which don't do it, man. It's not worth it.
Respect. Well, it's your game of choice.
Right now, I'm pretty hard into Apex. I was playing for a team called I can't fucking remember. It's like the Anti Angels, and I made like $300, and then we just stopped out of nowhere. So
That is pretty cool. How about you, Noah?
I'm a diamond on Siege, you know. I don't mean to brag, but that's basically my hidden talent. Like Aiden said, before I trained, I just played video games all day. I mean, I still kind of do the same thing when I'm off, except I just fight on the side now.
I legit
Yeah.
didn't even know Siege was still a thing.
Coming back, dude. It's coming back.
Yeah, I'm
damn.
saying.
You know, I bought that game because of you, Charlie, and you still have yet to play it with me. So
All right, we'll set it up.
Yeah, y'all need to do some gaming sessions after this. All right, let's start wrapping it up. Charlie, I'm gonna start with you. Start throwing some bangers. Give me your favorite Muay Thai drill and a favorite strength and conditioning exercise.
Favorite Muay Thai drill. I'd say the kick pyramid that we do, where the number goes up and then you come back down. Anything with kicks, man, it's fun. I feel like I gas myself out with punching, but kicks, I could do it all day. And strength and conditioning. I'm gonna go with my least favorite. It's the assault bike.
Shout out to the assault bike.
That was designed by Satan himself. I hate it. Nate knows everyone hates it, so he puts it into every kind of circuit that we do. It's all based on the bike. But I will say, if you're trying to lose weight, to anybody out there, I think that might be the best thing you could do is put one of those things in your house.
How about you, Aiden?
favorite Muay Thai drill has got to be kick for kick. Both people with shin pads on, just going 1-for-1. Because if you get somebody that you can actually like go with, it's so much fun. And then strength conditioning, I'm a sucker for landmine presses.
Yeah, that's funny. My buddy, my former opponent, Eden Manny, he said that's his favorite also, and I gotta agree, man. You look so cool in the gym doing that, and everyone's looking at you like, oh, dude, that guy definitely knows what the fuck he's doing. Like he looks like what is he doing, bro? Like he's fucking pressing that shit one handed. That looks cool as fuck. Because like who else in the gym is doing landmine presses except athletes? You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, that guy definitely does sports. Hey bro, what do you do?
They don't get it, man. They don't get it.
I rock the rash guards. I rock like with martial arts on it. They're like, oh, that guy definitely fights. And then of course I gotta hit him with the after every rep. I did in the mirror.
There you go.
Oh, that guy definitely fights, bro. He knows what he's doing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm guilty of wearing tie shorts in public gyms before. Just like ask me about it, dude. Like just ask me about it.
Hey, dude, why are your shorts so short? Like, what's on? What's up with that?
Well, actually, so I can kick better.
Yeah. How about you, Noah?
My favorite drill is probably going to be Thai pads, just because I like to punch something really hard, and you get gassed out pretty quick. So it's a good way to get your cardio better. So I like doing Thai pads because I like to do a lot of boxing. I don't really throw many kicks. My favorite drill, I'll just go with Charlie. My least favorite, probably that bike. The bike sucks. So, and my cardio ain't the greatest. So that's why it sucks so much. I mean, sometimes it's bearable, but nah.
I'm convinced that like I think Joe Rogan said this. Doesn't matter how much like how good of a shape you're in, you're gonna get tired on that thing. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot. I have to agree. I hate that. Y'all prefer Thai pads? Y'all prefer like boxing like focus mitts? Because I like Thai pads, but I don't like holding them. I actually prefer just holding like tiny little mitts, and I'll hold kicks like this, and I'll just eat some. I'll have belly pads on. That's usually my go-to.
See, I'm gonna hit you with the optimum. We go one Thai pad, one boxing mitt.
Get that maximum surface area. Respect. How about you, Charlie? Thai pads or focus mitts?
I think I'm a Thai pad guy. You know, it feels like you're doing something traditional. Feels like, you know, that's the way they do it in Thailand.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true. That's true.
especially put
And
that
of course,
belly pad on.
mm-hmm.
You just look
Yeah,
like a
of
pro.
course. Noah said the Thai pad, so don't even need to ask him. Yeah, I mean, when you did that kick pyramid, dude, and you did that, you feel like a Thai man. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel
you
like
do it
Buakaw.
outside. Yeah, exactly. I was actually watching his last fight. I think it's his last fight when he fought in Ryzen last night. Pretty crazy, man. That guy, I saw. So like I could read a little bit of Japanese, like some of the like Chinese character kanjis are what they call them. I can't read them all that much, but I see a bunch of Japanese guys commenting like, "This guy has to be on steroids. He fought at a smaller weight class and he's hitting just as hard." I'm like, well, is he? Like, I don't know. I guess like I would not be shocked if Buakaw is on steroids. What do y'all think?
It wouldn't
No
surprise
comment.
me.
I don't care.
I'm still.
Let him do it.
Yeah, exactly. Let him do it. He's a legend, so like, who cares? But yeah, I would not be surprised because he's been fighting for so fucking long, and he's
Yeah.
still so strong and so fit.
I'm still pissed at his fight versus Sanchai. That was some bullshit.
The bare knuckle one,
Yeah.
interesting, right? So what's y'all's thoughts on bare knuckle?
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's entertaining. I don't like from like a fighter standpoint, I don't think I can do it. I might be a coward, but that shit looks like it's not fun.
Oh man, how about you, Aidan?
Fuck that.
I'll do 4-ounce gloves. I won't do bare knuckle.
Yeah, just because the cuts, man. Like I know you can still get cut with little gloves, but it's not the same. I think bare knuckle is not for every fighter, man. Like it takes a very special kind of person to want to do bare knuckle. And so shout out to the bare knuckle fighters, man, because like y'all are giving the people what they want to see, the blood, the violence. I respect that. I think the bare knuckle MMA is pretty cool, but again, like still the same thing. The cuts, man. That scares the living hell out of me. Let's start wrapping it up. Charlie, do you have any shout outs you want to give out?
Shout out Spartan Academy, Coach Nate. I think none of us would be here without him. Coach Gibson. I mean, he runs the thing, and just the team. You know, we got Aiden, Noah, Logan, Dylan. Someone's gonna get mad that I'm gonna forget him. Joey,
TJ.
TJ.
The
Can't forget
Rainmaker.
TJ. You know, and the rest of them.
And the rest of the guys.
And shout out to my girlfriend Denise. She's like the greatest support system when it comes to this. Shout out my family, my mom. I tell my mom I love her after every fight. Shout it from the ring. Yeah, let's keep it close. You know, that's my gym family and my other family. You know,
Love it, man. How about you, Aiden?
Basically the same as Charlie. Everybody at Spartan, obviously the training partners, Coach Nate. I mean, I don't think I'd be doing this if it wasn't for him. Shout out to everybody at Title that shows up to the fights, always shows support. Shout out to my dad who always cooks dinner. It's really nice not having to think about when I come home. And then shout out to my mom because she's my mom.
She birthed you, man. Yeah, respect. How about you, Noah?
Everyone at the gym pushing me, and I guess my friends. Well, there's no I guess. I know my friends because they show up to all my fights, and they're always really loud. I can hear them in the ring. They're like the only people I can hear. So, shout out to them for showing up all the time, whether I win or lose.
Tune in to SKC 5 May 11th at the Foundry in Greenville. Come watch the Spartan boys, Charlie Miller, Aidan, and Noah. Come show out. Let's get 3 dubs on the card, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Brandon Halley. Stay tuned for all things SKC.